Now, let's make an example to better understand how the relationship between the risk-to-capital score, the additional capital requirement, and the capital adequacy score works in practice. So let's imagine that we have two banks, both subject to credit risk and both receiving a credit risk capital score of 4, which is a quite bad score, but the reasons are different. In the first case, a bank is subject to a very high NPL rate and shows a very bad quality of portfolio. In the second case, the quality of portfolio is slightly better, but the bank is exposed to a very high credit concentration risk. So, in the case of the bank which shows this very high NPL rate, additional capital requirements may not be necessary because this risk may be already captured by the minimum own funds requirement, by the Pillar 1. In the second bank, the credit concentration risk is clearly not captured by the minimum capital requirements, so the bank will reasonably subject to some additional capital requirements. When it comes to the capital adequacy assessment, then we have to consider the key variables. And to this purpose, we know that for sure we need to consider the capital requirements, we need to consider the available capital, the vulnerability of banks under stress, and the existence of reliable capital plan. So in our example, it may be that the first bank, which is not subject to any additional capital requirement, has a very tiny buffer compared to its minimum own funds requirement. While the second bank, which is subject to a very high additional capital requirements, may have a very large available capital and may not be vulnerable under stress, and in any case may have a very good, reliable capital plan. So in this situation, again, we'll have the latter bank, which will be probably assessed very, very well and will receive a very good capital adequacy score, while the first bank, notwithstanding subject only to Pillar 1 requirements, might receive a very bad capital adequacy score.